Welcome students. In this video we will be discussing about and we'll be having an overview of inheritance which we completed in the previous video, right? So we will take the same code, we will examine the inheritance property, we will have a grip, and we will take one more class also and one more inheritance example also we will take, and we will work on it, and then we will go to the next topic. Okay, fine. So what we did in the previous lecture is we took a class called as animal, and this class animal, we took 5 attribute of the animal, common attribute of any animal. So first one is name of the animal, then whether animal is having a brain or not, body, size and weight. So name, brain, body, size, weight is a 5 attributes that we have taken for the class animal. And for this class animal, we took a constructor where the constructor is having access specifier public, and also this constructor is taking 5 argument name, brain, body, size, weight. Taking these 5 attribute as a parameter of constructor, and all the attribute of the class animal was assigned. So the field were saved. Okay, all the values for the field were actually saved. So this dot name equal to name, this dot brain equal to brain, this dot body equal to body, this dot size equal to size, and this dot weight equal to weight. Where the right side name is the local variable and the argument variable, and this dot name refers to the its own instance attribute called as name, brain, body, size, weight. So this refers to the current object for which you are calling the constructor. For creating a particular object, only you will be calling the constructor, because I made it very clear that object is created with the help of constructor. So whenever you create an object, you call a constructor. So for which object creation you call the constructor, that object becomes the reference of this keyword. This keyword start referring to that particular object. Okay, fine. Now also then we took several methods and 2 important method we took is eat and move. Okay, every animal will eat and every animal will move. So 2 method we took, and then we had literally 5 getter method, and each and every getter method is actually for one attribute. So for the attribute name, we had a getter method get name. Then for brain, we have a method called as get brain. For body, we have a getter method called as get body, and for size, we have a getter method called as get size. And for weight, we have a getter method called as get weight. And all this getter method, you know for what purpose we are taking getter method. Yes. After defining a complete class called as animal, then we took a class called as dog. That dog is having its own attribute. So, and one more important thing is this class dog, we are extending animal, which means we are inheriting the attribute and method of class animal. Which means, for example, we took an example of father and son. Every son will definitely resemble in terms of some attribute like color or eyes or nose or height or weight, but some attribute will definitely resemble. So son will be inheriting the attribute and the behavior of a father. Similarly here, dog is inheriting the attribute and behavior of the class animal. Inheriting, when you inherit the attribute and method of another class, what is the extra feature that you take? All the attributes of the superclass. What is superclass and what is subclass? Father, son will be taking the attribute and behavior of a father. Father will not take from son will be taking from father. So father, from whom we are taking the attribute and behavior, is called a superclass. Who is taking it is called a subclass. From whom we are taking it is superclass. From animal class we are taking the attribute, so animal is a superclass. Dog is taking it, so dog is a subclass. Okay, so all the attributes and methods of a superclass can be accessed inside the dog class. That's an inherited class, subclass. So all the attributes and methods of a superclass can be accessed inside subclass, but one restriction: all those attribute and method have to be a public attribute and public method. They have to the access specifier have to be public. Private attributes and private methods cannot be accessed outside of the class. Okay, fine. Now here one important thing is, when you normally inherit from the animal class, there was an error actually that you actually remember. You should remember there was an error. The error is actually when you inherit from animal class also, what will happen? The constructor will get invoked. But here we don't have any empty constructor. We have only one constructor having 5 parameters. So when you are inheriting, it will expect you to call that, and it will expect you to call that constructor. Call the constructor explicitly, constructor of animal class, superclass. So for that, what you are doing? We are defining a constructor for the own class, dog class, and through that constructor, we are calling the superclass constructor with the help of the keyword super. Super of, and what we are doing, we are passing all the parameter required by the constructor of animal class. And one more thing also we noticed in the previous session is, when you call the constructor of the superclass, it should be the first line. If you take it and if you place it in the last line, then it will be completely error. You can see the error here. Constructor call must be the first statement in the constructor. When you want to call some other constructor inside a constructor, then that should become the first line. So giving it in between will not work. First line only it will be working. So this is one thing that we learned in the previous lecture. And the remaining things are its own attribute, dog class own attribute values are being saved. Then this dog class have its own method called as chew. And okay, so now what we are doing is, the next concept that we learned in the previous lecture is method overriding. What is method overriding? Two inherited classes having same behavior. Two inherited classes having same behavior, but both having same behavior, like eat. Animal class also having a behavior called as eat. Dog class also will have a behavior called eat, but general animal eating and dog eating functionalities are changing. The behavior is changing. Behavior name is same. Both eat, but the behaviorism is changing. Animal eat class is doing a different functionality, but dog behavior is doing different functionality. So same method name, but different functionality if it had to be executed. I mean, if it has to be implemented in superclass as well as in subclass, then what has to happen? Then we should mention a keyword called as @override. We should mention a keyword called as @override, and after @override keyword, we should specify the method. Okay, the same method that we have in the superclass, we have to specify it again, and we can now write our own new functionality. So overriding the functionality of the superclass method is what called as method overriding. Now if you create an object for animal class and if you call eat, then this method eat, its own eat method will be called. Suppose for the subclass dog, if you create an object for dog and if you call a method eat, first of all it will search for eat method in its own class. If our own class is having a eat method, then that eat method will be invoked. It will be executed. Suppose if own class is not having eat method, absence of eat method, then it will search for its superclass. If subclass is not having the method, then only it will be searching it in the superclass. Superclass is having it, it will be executed. If not, it will throw error. If both the subclass and superclass, if both the classes are not having the method that you are calling, then automatically error will be thrown. So in the main animal class, what we did, we created an object for dog and we called the method eat, which actually called the method here in the doc class. Okay, so doc.eat is called, then we called its own method chew. So flow will goes to here to the chew method, and inside chew method the print of this print ln statement will be printed, and super.eat. What is the super keyword? Super keyword mentioned that it is referring to the super class. So superclass.eat, so it will be calling the eat method of superclass. So animal class eat method will be called. Okay, so when you want to specifically call the superclass method, then you have to use super dot and the method name to call the method of the superclass. So these are all the things that we have already completed in the previous lecture, previous video. Now in this video we are going to take one more class called as fish. One more like class called as fish. Okay, so let me create a new file. Okay, and saving this new file, let us save it as let me save it as fish.java. okay, fish.java. So here in this fish.java we having a class called as fish, and coming to fish, fish has its own attributes. There are a lot of own attributes that fish has, which animal class does not have. So let us take private integer gills. You know what is gills of fish? Then private integer eyes. Okay, eyes. Then private integer fins. Using fin only, what it will do? It will swim. Using fin, moving fin backward only, it will be swimming in the water. It will move in the water. So these are the three attributes that we are going to consider for the class fish. For the class fish. Now this class fish we need to inherit from the animal, because lots of common attribute and common method from animal class have to be included in the fish class. So let us inherit all the attributes and method of animal class here to fish class. So fish extends which class? Animal class. Here again error will be thrown definitely, because animal class having a constructor with 5 parameters which we still have not invoked. So we need to invoke that animal class constructor with 5 parameters, then only we can continue. See here, implicit super constructor animal is non-defined. So implicitly the superclass constructor method for animal class will not be here, it is not defined. So we should define it as an explicit constructor. So we should explicitly call the constructor. So what we will do here is we will write our own constructor method. So public, the constructor of the class fish, so public fish of, and we will be taking first of all 5 parameter for this animal, to invoke, to call this animal constructor. We need all these 5 values: name, brain, body, size, weight. So let us take first of all string name. Second one is integer, it is brain. Next one integer body. Next one integer size. The next one is integer weight. Then we will be taking also the argument gills, eyes, fins to initialize the values for these 3 attributes also. So let us receive gills. Next we will take integer eyes. Then we will take integer fins. Okay, fine. Now coming inside this constructor, let us come inside the constructor. So we want open and close curly braces to specify a block. So inside the block, what's the first line? First line itself we should call the superclass constructor. So super of will call the superclass constructor, and argument what we need to pass is we need to pass name, comma, we should pass brain, then we should pass body, then we should pass size, then we should pass weight, and then we should pass gills, and then it is eyes, and then it is fins. So the superclass construct, sorry, I think superclass constructor method is not going to include gills, eyes, fins. I'm sorry. So only up to weight we have to be taking. So the constructor method of the superclass animal has been now called. After calling it, now let us also take the own attribute gills. So this dot gills will be taking the parameter gills, value of the parameter gills. Then this dot eyes will be taking the argument value of the variable, local variable eyes. Then this dot fins is equal to the argument variable fin. So a own constructor for fish is also defined. Inside the constructor, the superclass constructor is also called. Fine. This is what we did for the dog class also. Fine. Now in the animal class, okay, in the animal class, let us have I think we already have a method called as move. Every animal will be moving in a different way. Dog is having a leg, so it will walk. But here coming to fish cannot, like, it is not having any leg, it cannot walk. What it can do is either it can rest in a place, or either it can swim. For swimming, what it has to do, for swimming, for coming to dog can walk with the help of leg. By moving leg it can walk. But here fish can swim by moving the muscle and moving back fin. First of all, it will move muscle and it will move back fin, and both together will take it, will make a fish swim. Actually, we don't want to get into that, but we will take it. We will take three. First of all, what I will do here for fishes, I will take a method public. So I'll take a private method, private. Okay, I'll take private. Void is the return type, and rest. What is this method implying? That the fish might also rest in the same place without moving. Without moving, it might rest in a place. So inside this method, I will just write system.out.println. System.out.println of what we will print is dog dot rest of is, sorry, it's not dog, sorry, it's fish. Fish dot rest of is called. Okay, fish of rest of is called. Now let us write one more function. Okay, two more function we will write. First of all, private, return type is void, and move muscle, because as I said, if you want to swim, then you have to, move your muscle. Okay, so the fish have to move muscle. So move muscles. Okay, move muscles, and inside which we are going to just simply print system dot out dot, okay, print ln. Okay, print ln of what we will be doing, fish dot, okay, fish dot move muscles method. Okay, move muscles method is called. Okay, fine. Then let us also take one more method. The method is move back fin. So muscle you have to move, and also you have to move back your fin also. So if the fish fin is moved back, then automatically fish will start swimming. So we will also take one more method, private void. It is move back fin. And inside this method, let me call system.out.println. Okay, it's println of. We will just simply call that fish dot move back fin. Move back fin is called. Move back fin method is called. So system.out.println of fish dot move back fin is actually called. Now we will be writing, okay, I'll tell you, now we are about to write a function called as swim. we are about to call a method, sorry, not function, method called as swim. For swimming, you require the help of move muscle and move back fin, because both together combined to make combined method. Okay, both move muscle and move back fin, both method combined together, and it will give the ability for fish to swim. So let us also take private void swim, and argument of swim is going to be, we are going to take a argument called a speed. I'll tell you why it is. We're going to take an argument called a speed, and I will be calling move muscles first of all, and then I will call move back fin, after which what I will be doing is, we have a super class, right? We have a super class here called move, right? And this super class move I'm going to invoke now. Okay, but I'm going to take an argument called a speed. Okay, speed I will be taking as an argument, and here after printing animal move is called, you also have to say that animal is moving. Okay, animal is moving. So after called, I will make a full stop, then animal is moving at the speed. Okay, at the speed, we can also concatenate the value of speed variable. So it is moving at the speed, and the speed is here the argument that we are appending here, right? Fine. So now what we are going to do is the super class method move we are going to call here inside fish. How to call a super class method? I will tell you two ways of calling the super class method. I can directly call that as swim. Sorry, it's not swim, right? So it is actually move. Okay, I can directly call move. But only one problem. I can also use super.move, and I can also directly call move without super. So when super you will require, and when you don't want super. If the own class is also having a overriding method for move, then you have to definitely use super, because when its own class is having a method called as move, overriding method called as move, then if you call simply move of speed, it will call its own move method. It's like it will become like a, like it is calling its own method move. It will not call super class. So when own method is one class, when the same class is having a overriding function for the same method, then you have to use super and call the method. If the same class is not having any overriding method, then you can simply call move, which will automatically call the super class method. So no need of super keyword. If overriding is not available, if overriding is not taking place, no need of super class to call the method of no need of super keyword. No need of super keyword to call the method of super class. We will try this out. Okay, so what you have done here is you have called move of speed, right? So now what I will do, okay, what I will do is, now coming here to main animal.java, let me create a class for fish. So fish space, I will give the name of the object fish1 equal to keyword called as new, followed by, we have to call the constructor of fish class. So fish of how many argument is available here in the constructor? It's totally 3 plus 4, 8 values. So 8 values now I need to pass. So first of all, it is going to be name, right? So name of the fish, what we can take, we will take goldfish. Okay, so like going to be goldfish. Okay, so name I'm passing it as goldfish, and then next one, brine, yes, it is available 1, body 1, height I'm going to pass it as 25, weight I'm going to pass it as 34 kg. Okay, next coming gills, I think this, yes, it is having gill. Fishes will definitely have gill, and it will have eyes, and also it will have fin. So all 1 1 1 for all the argument, right? Now after calling this constructor, automatically object will be created. Now with the help of the object fish1, now with the help of the object fish1, let me invoke the function called as swim. Okay, let me try to invoke the function called as swim. I think fin is not listed out here. Am I right? Is that fin, that swim function, is it listed out here? No, swim function is not listed out here because it is a private method. private method is not accessible outside. So let me make this method alone as public and let all the other method be private itself. Okay, finally, after everything is done, we will also call the function rest also, rest of the own method rest also we will call. Okay, so now we will go here for animal, we will save it. Now we will just after dot we will try. Now let us check whether swim is available. Yes, swim is available now. So if it is public access specifier, then you will be able to access it outside the class, or else you will not be able to access it. So swim, so fish1.swim of, okay, only one parameter we need to pass, it is speed. So let me pass the speed 78, that's 78 km/h something. Yes, so fish1.swim of 78, what it has to do? So fish class, I will search for swim method. Yes, I find a swim method. I will invoke it by passing speed. I'm passing 78. I will enter inside, I will call move muscles, I will call move back fin, and I will call move. Move is not available in the present class. So when move is not available in the present class, I will try to access the super class and check whether it is available there. Yes, it is available here in the super class. So now when the move method is not available in the same class, you have to go and check for the super class. Super class is having such a method, call it. If super class is also not having, you can throw error. So in superclass move, what it is having, animal, instead of the argument speed, you will be receiving the speed 78. Animal.move is called, and animal is moving at the speed of 78 km/h. I think better we can also add one more thing, plus it's km/h. Okay, fine. Right, it's too much, 78. We're not logically sending any parameter, but just to understand how this super is working, how inheritance, how the flow is going on, to again just to recall it, we took this class fish. Now we will go to main animal.java, and now we will just simply execute it and check what is going to happen exactly. See here, what is exactly happening is, first of all, you enter into this fish class and you entered into the method called as swim. So what's the first thing that you're calling move muscle? So I will go to move muscle, and what is printed? Fish.move muscle is called. Okay, this is printed, first line. What is the next method? Move back fin. Coming to move back fin, you are printing fish.move back fin is called. Yes, that is also printed. What's the next thing? We are calling move of speed. There is no method called as move in the present class, so we are going to the inherited class, that's a super class, and super class we have a method called as move. That is, what's the statement? Animal.move is called, and then animal is moving at the speed 78 km/h. The same speed that we passed there in the fish class, it is again sent here to the animal class, and automatically this method move is actually executed properly. So I think, hope you are able to understand the flow from fish class when it is coming here to the super class. Okay, fine. Next, after completing this, again I will come here, and after move function we have rest. So inside rest function, fish.rest is called. Okay, so everything is working properly. So when it is calling its own method, when it is going to super class, I think, hope you understand it now. So whenever you define a method, okay, so if only overriding is taking place, if only method overriding is taking place, then you have the necessity to use super to call the super class method. Suppose overriding, if it is not taking place, you can directly call without the help of super keyword. Directly you can call the method. No need of super keyword to take place. Okay, so from this, what we understand is, overall what we understand is that inheritance is using the attribute and the method, or otherwise called as behavior, of one class on the other class. So when you try to inherit from some class, then all the attribute and the methods of that class can be accessed inside the class if it is public access specifier, if it is having public access specifier. And also we understand what is method overriding, and also super keyword we are okay with it, but later we will also see a special session for super keyword. So super keyword, now so far what we made is whenever method overriding is taking place, then you use super keyword to call the method. Okay, to call the method. So fine. So next video we will like move to next important concepts. Okay, so hope to meet you in the next lecture, next video. Thank you.